What's happening, guys? This is Lucy Polgar from Fight Division, here with the legend for the day, Pat Barrett. So, Pat, thank you so much for chatting to us. We've just been saying off camera, you've got so much going on at the minute. It feels like you've got 20 plates in the air. So just talk to us a little bit first about what we're doing here today.
Which plate would you want me to talk about?
So the very first one, because there is a lot at the minute that Pat's got going on, is just the weigh-in and why we're here at the Bowlers today, what we're here for this evening.
Well, we've got the weigh-in here for 2 title fights. We've got Jack Rafferty fighting Lee Appleby for the Commonwealth title, and then we've also got Lewis Woods fighting John Edo for the Central Area title, which is a very good, small 50-50 domestic title fight, Manchester v Liverpool. So, you know, it gives it that little...
Yeah, that little bit of extra spice to it, which we like, and it's always a good show at Bowlers as well. It's always a great atmosphere. So talk to us then a little bit about, obviously you're coaching a lot of these guys, you're in the gym with a lot of these guys. How do you find it being able to sort of like split your attention enough that everyone feels like they're getting enough of Pat?
It's like being with a great football manager like Pep Guardiola manages 11 players, and each of them players individually, he's got to get into their head to make them play to their best ability. Yeah. And that's the same with boxing. I suppose it's not just about what you do physically, it's about what you do mentally. So with me, if I can program a fighter to be able to work on each and everything what they've got best on a bag, then I also can bring the best out of them.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? It's lovely. Every time we speak to them, they always speak so highly of you. Like you can feel that they really do genuinely just wholeheartedly trust and believe in everything you say. Like everyone I've spoke to today has just said, like, I just listen to Pat, he knows what he's doing. If I listen to him, I can't go wrong. So how important is it that you are working with fighters who have the mindset to listen to what you're telling them?
I suppose it is very important, really. You know, there's certain things in life that you can't buy, and that's like trust, respect, and loyalty. Yeah. So, you know, they're the things that you have to, and love. They're the things that you have to earn in life. So with these boxers loving what they're doing, the trust in us, and I'm always going to be loyal to them, you know what I mean? And I'm always going to try and have a dream and a vision that one day I'll have 6-7 champions that has come through what we've done, and we're going to keep getting more coming towards it. And I suppose that's my dream.
Yeah. I love that. Have you ever had, again, like that is like the ideal, and that's what we're working for, and you can see it with the guys today that you do have that. Have you ever had the opposite, where you have somebody who isn't showing respect, who isn't listening, and it's just a case of like you need to know who you're aligned with? Have you ever struggled on the opposite side of that?
Oh, many times, really, because I'm not everybody's cup of tea as a trainer. People could say I'm a good trainer. People could say, no, I don't like him, I find him very disrespectful to how he is. But with me as a trainer, there is no grey areas. It's, you know, it's either black or white, and it's either you do as I say or you don't. You know, there's the door. You get kids that don't want to do what, you know, they want to do what they're doing, and this is why I produce and breed normally my own fighters rather than taking on fighters. It's very rare I would take on a fighter which is 6-0, 7-0, because they've come with a lot of bad habits.
Set in the ways.
They're set in the ways, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very rare that I do. I'm not saying I've not done it, but it is very rare.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you can tell that as well, like with the guys that you've got, that you do have that no nonsense black and white. Like it is what it is. You listen to me, and we'll go far together. But there's not much room for, you know, the ambiguity and like the ego side of it. I feel like it's very much like you drop all that at the door, and you come in, you're here to work.
Exactly. I mean, I know what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do, and it's good to see that the guys love what they're doing. And this is why, I mean, even some of the guys that don't fight for me. I mean, you've got Mauro Silva. He's had most of his fights with us. He's doing very well. You've got Tom Rafferty. He's had all his fight career with me. He's done very well. I mean, he's 8-0, 9-0. You've had Niall Brown, who's had all these fights with me. You know, he's all the O's. You've had Pete Naylor, the heavyweight, who's all the O's. And do you know what I mean? So it's not that I'm getting them easy fights. It's just that they're trusting and doing, because some of these kids that have fought on my shows have been beaten before, as my own. Adam Rasul been beaten before on my shows. Lewis Woods has lost a fight on the shows, but I believe them ones that have lost can go further, because they know what it's like to have the W's and to have the L. So it makes them more not want to get beat again. Yeah. So it works both ways.
Absolutely. Do you know what? And I know Niall didn't lose his last fight, but I remember I spoke to you at Niall's last fight, and you said that he needed, because it was a hard fight for him. It was down in, where was we in that last fight with Niall? Do you remember when you were screaming? Yeah, the Channel 5 boxing one. Sorry, just talking to Miles behind the camera there. And you said that it was a hard fight for Niall, but he needed it because he'd been doing so well and he was like sort of like flying through people and doing really well. You said, I'm really glad that he had a hard couple of rounds. I think he needed it to like give him that little bit of an extra mentality, that little bit of resilience and that little bit of like extra push. So I suppose that's what you're saying with the L's as well. Like sometimes when you take that, it does make you come back and think, I'm not feeling that again.
It makes you come back more better and more determined because, you know, we know what it's like to lose and that pain, what it's like to lose, it's horrible. Because nobody wants to lose. Look, I've lost fights before. As my trainer used to tell me, Brian Hughes, he says, you're only as good as your last performance. So you have a loss and then you have a great performance after that. People forget about that loss. Yeah. It's all about what you've just done.
What's just been happening.
And that's the way you've got to take it in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, that was definitely the case with Niall last time. I mean, he got the result, but it was a hard fight. And you said, like, I think he needed those little hard rounds just to get that feeling of, like, it's not always going to be easy. You're not always going to coast. You're going to come across somebody who's going to put the pressure on. Talk to us a little bit about Niall, because he's been out for 7 months. He's had an injury on his hand. So are you feeling confident about him being in the ring tomorrow?
You know what it is with Niall? Niles, again, is like 9-0, and again, he's boxing a very durable opponent that very rarely gets stopped. He's been in with a lot of good names, this kid, and none of them seem to have stopped him. So, you know, it would be a good thing if Niall could do a number on this kid, because he's got so much talent. There's so much about Niall Brown that people don't know. You know, he's a great thinker. He's very patient at what he does, and considering he's new in the boxing game, crossed over from Muay Thai, I think he's took to this boxing game like a duck on water, and he's absolutely so. Yeah, I'm excited for him. He's been out with a hand injury, but his mindset has been tremendous. Even though he's been out with hand injury, he's always kept it going up here. Yeah. So
mentally, he's been switched on still.
Yeah, so I think with Niall, I'm excited to see him go, because I think, you know, there's something about him what's going to look different tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. He said the same, so we just managed to catch him for a chat, and he said, I was saying, are you a bit nervous, like, is there going to be any ring rust? And he was like, no, I'm excited, like, I want to get in. And you could feel it on him. He was like, there's nothing stopping me now, like, I'm locked in. One last little thing I want to talk to you about again, because I know you are a very busy man. Another one of the plates in the air at the minute, Lyndon Arthur. So Lyndon Arthur has a massive fight coming up, obviously the Day Reckoning. Just talk to us a little bit about that. Like, obviously that's a massive opportunity for Lyndon and for yourself. How did that come about, and how's he feeling about it?
Well, to be honest with you, it's like it's one thing at a time for me. We've got tomorrow, and then we've got Sunday with Lyndon. We go over there, and Lyndon's great. Lyndon's, I mean, considering the limited time that we've had, but we've done it before with Zelfa, and we took a fight in 4 weeks' notice for a fight for the world title against Rakhimov, and Zelfa was winning every round. He was doing well, got purposely eardrum, and then I pulled him out of the fight. London's the same thing, you know. Again, it's more mental than it is physical, and I do believe Lyndon's got a very good style. He's got a very awkward style. He's got a very good left jab. There's a lot of things in quality that Lyndon could do to actually pull up an upset. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting one. I think it's one that everyone's definitely going to be talking about. But like you said, I remember, again, the last time I spoke to you, said this, it's just the next thing. We're not on about the next fight, we're just like the next step forward. So obviously, for you now, that is tomorrow. Are you obviously expecting wins for all of your guys? So you've got George on as well. Are you expecting a win for everyone?
You know what, the way they've worked, yeah, I'd love to have a win for everyone. But like I just said, you know, these fights, what I would call, they like world title fights, they're like 50-50 fights. They're not just going to go in there and walk through these kids and get the W. They're going to go in there and use everything what they've worked on in the gym in order to get their wins convincingly. Because I think with most fighters of today, they expect to sell tickets and go in the ring and just win. Yeah. It doesn't go like that. Yeah. Not on, even to my matchmaking. These kids can, these away fighters can come away with the W as well. Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And I think it's definitely right, like you said, to just focus on one thing at a time, because you are a man of many different avenues at the moment. So it's great that you just like, we'll get tomorrow out of the way, and then we're on Lyndon, and then, you know, the future is just absolutely unstoppable for you. So thank you so much for chatting to us. Obviously, we know you are busy today, and good luck to all your fighters tomorrow. We hope to see them. Thank you. Cheers, Pat. Thank you.
Here we go.